Here, is it?
Like.
Online ticket?
Yes, mate. All right, cool, boys. Straight out. Yeah. Got that course, let him know first time. Yeah. Where's James? Of course!
Still go on the ground, but...
I think it is sinking more later on when the draw's made and we sort of know where we're going to be. But yeah, it's been a pretty busy 48 hours, I suppose.
Yeah, and I mentioned their penalties again, the fourth time in this campaign. The practice is clearly paying off, right?
Well, that's it. Like I said to you Saturday, it's about picking a spot and, all you can do really is hit the target. If the keeper makes a save, then, sometimes put your hand up. But hit the target and, strike it well and you've got every chance, really.
And let's have a quick word for your keeper, Sam Jepson, because, he had an outstanding period in those penalties, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, Jeppo, he's a big presence in goal. He moves about on the line as well when the penalty's about to take to try and get in their head in that. But to save 3 penalties in a shootout out of 5, I think it is unbelievable, really. It's doesn't happen often, really.
You conceded. The score was 1-1 at the end of normal time. Conceded very, very late. So, in terms of your role as captain, what did you say to the guys? When that full-time whistle went ahead of the penalties, what can you say to sort of keep spirits up and to really get them to focus on getting the job done?
Well, it was I think there was about 8 minutes of added time as well. So there was a spell where they were going to come at us a little bit, and I just said, make sure we just narrow up, stay tight. And just make sure we don't concede. And worst comes to worst, we take it to penalties. It's like I said, with the penalty shootout, it is a bit of a lottery, but, it's down to the individuals, and it takes great stomach to get up and take a penalty anyway. So take your hat off, even the boys that have missed. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of courage to get up there. And like I said, needed Jeppo to sort of bail us out really in the end. 3 great saves.
Now, the other teams, just as a reminder, in the draw, Ascot, Newport Pagnell and Congleton. Do you fancy any of those?
But I think when you get to the last stage, last four of a national tournament, I think every team is going to be pretty handy. But I think Ascot's have been favourites from the start, so could possibly avoid them away. But I think if we can get a home draw, we've got to fancy our chances against anyone really on our day. We'll hopefully get a massive crowd in, and that definitely, because it was quite a hostile atmosphere on Saturday, and it does give the home side an advantage. But so credit to our away fans, bringing as many as they did for however long the trip was. It was just goes to show how we must be doing well if they're putting in the mileage and that and stuff. But yeah, fair play to them.
Penalty shootouts, to win on a penalty shootout is amazing. To lose is horrible. But that feeling, the adrenaline, the nerves, and then the relief when Sam Jeppo saved that last penalty, it was incredible. I don't think I can actually remember after that save. I don't think I remember the next 10 minutes at all.
Oh, they're the best moments in life, aren't they?
Yeah.
You certainly know where the club is now, though, and the sense of excitement about what could be. How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any words. It's to be 90 minutes from Wembley. That's just crazy for a little town like Corsham. It's incredible.
And just try and distill that, because lots of people support the glamour clubs, the clubs you can get the shirts from, Sports Direct and Chippenham or whatever, your Premier League, your Championship, your Football League sides. But what is the appeal and so special, unique allure of supporting a non-league team?
It's more of a community vibe with a small team. You know the players, you speak to them, everyone's sort of involved in the club. It's not like with a Premier League team where you're distant from the players and the club themselves. You can go and watch, but that's sort of as much of a connection as you have.
Your responsibilities, of course, as we've been finding out, when you spoke to Marie in the past, Marie Inge, include the match day experience. So presumably, would you want a home semi-final?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it would be a lot of work if we do get one, but 100% want a home tie.
Because this is it. If it's home, you've got to work harder. If it's away, you just get on the bus and have a few beers, can't you, Aimee?
Yeah, get to watch more of the game if it's away.
Yeah.
But, probably won't watch any of it if it's at home. It'll be pretty, but definitely a home tie, though. It would be amazing for the town, for the community. It would be incredible. All
right, so home tie, and any favourites out of those three other teams?
I think if it's a home time, we'll take any of them, whoever we get. I think if we're at home with the support I think we could get on our day, we could beat any of them.
What were the celebrations like on Saturday night, by the way? Did you go hard or go home early?
I went home. I mean, the nerves of the weekend and then the excitement and the celebrations, I ended up going home not long after the game. But I think the lads had a great night out.
I actually felt a little bit emotional listening to all that reaction. That's the first time I've heard that, because obviously on the day we're there, aren't we, in the moment? It's just, what an amazing time to be a Corsham Town supporter and be involved in the club that just seems to keep finding a way to move forward. We're so lucky to have the people we have, like the supporters, the volunteers, and anybody that's involved in the non-league football club will tell you the heart and soul of it is the people. And Saturday was definitely for them, without a shadow of a doubt.
Didn't do your blood pressure any good, I bet, Joe, did it? I mean, what a way to win it. Took the lead in the second half, only for a really, really late equaliser from Peacehaven. Then, of course, the penalties. Describe those final moments of that game, watching on.
Yeah, really difficult to watch, if I'm completely honest with you. Yeah, really, really hard. But listen, there's no better way to win a game of football than winning on penalties, and there's no worse way to lose it. We've been really, really fortunate in the FA Vase that we've won four rounds now on penalties. So going into penalties, I did fancy us. Our goalkeeper's a big guy. He covers the goal really well, and he saved 3. And it's just absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, heart rate no good, blood pressure no good, but.
Hey, you're going to get a call from Gareth Southgate at this rate about how to take a penalty.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope not. God, blimey. Yeah, I hope he's not after any of our players, because we need to keep them. It's
very un-English, isn't it, to actually be good at pens? So that is good. That is a record worth protecting. Hey, what about the big night out on Saturday then? How did it pan out?
Yeah, the boys had a good time. They stayed over in Brighton on the Saturday night. It it was a bit of a thing that we said if they won the game that they can get a hotel and stay the night. So they did that, and I didn't stay myself personally, but I spoke to a few of them on yesterday morning and saw some videos from the night. It looked like it was definitely a good night. Lots of celebrations. Yeah, brilliant. Well deserved as well. It's a lot of hours go in from these guys. Like they're away from their families for long periods of time. Like this weekend, like Friday, Saturday. It is a long time to be away from your family. So they deserve that, really. It's one for everybody, that's for sure.
But there were quite a few searches for Alka-Seltzer in the morning, but that's all right. That's okay. Hey, a word or two on that support, because you said you were emotional listening to it, and I bet that goes for a lot of people, actually, because a lot is said about the game of football and why people care about it so much. Well, that was evident there, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like our supporters this season have been like unbelievable. I come on yesterday and said the same thing. At start of the season, we were averaging like 60, 70 people to come into the games, and we sat down with all the volunteers and the players at the start of the year and said, look, we have to create something now that people want to be a part of. And that's not necessarily like an attractive style or an amazing style of football, like it's about a club and how you make people feel valued. And I feel like we've, as a group of people, we have managed to do that over the course of the season. And the support on Saturday was kind of like a bit of an eye-opener to how far we have come. Like to have over 100 people travel from Corsham to Brighton to support us in the FA Vase quarter-final. It was just unbelievable. And speaking to Kieran and the players after the game, like just looking around and seeing a sea of red and white scarves, it was just honestly like a magical day. Like there's no words you can really use to describe it. Like you stand there at the end of the game. I stood there on the pitch and everybody was celebrating. I just stood there and there's moments where I couldn't even speak or even move. You're just looking around, trying to absorb what's going on.
Joe, it's lovely that you are absorbing, because I reckon, in a lot of walks of life, when there's an eye on a prize and a destination, in your case, Wembley, it's easy just to kind of, run before you're walking and not to appreciate what is right in front of you now. So you're doing that. You've done that for this weekend. That's evident. All the fans have absolutely soaked it up. But let's talk about the big W and Wembley. I mean, what would it mean to get there, both financially and emotionally for the club?
Yeah, it's massive. Let's speak about the emotional side of it, because that to me is more important than the financial side of it. That the emotion that's involved in it all and the hard work that goes in from the volunteers and the players and all the supporters that have travelled the miles, like that would be the day for them, and that would be the day for everybody else. Like as a young footballer, or as somebody growing up supporting football, you just dream of having the chance of playing there. So speaking to the players, that's the eye on the prize. Financially, for the football club, it would be absolutely massive. You can see online what money you get for going to Wembley. Even the runner-up receives £15,000. If you win at Wembley, you get £30,000. So
wow.
We're talking significant amounts of money for a football club that just doesn't generate that, So it would be absolutely huge. Our statement as a club, as a group of directors, is to continue to reinvest into the football club, and we want to move it forward. So at the moment we're playing step 5. We've got ambitions inside 5 years to get step 4, step 3. So to do that, you have to spend significant amounts of money on the ground, and you have to improve it. You have to continue to move forward, and those sums of money would play a massive part in that. So listen, it would be absolutely huge. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I think now, really, 90 minutes away from playing at Wembley, I still can't believe I'm saying that. Like, you can now start to dream, can't you?
I think yesterday, catching up on everything, probably put it into scale, what a huge achievement it is for a club like Corsham to get to the semi-final of the FA Vase. So catching up on everyone's messages of good luck and congratulations and photos and videos. And yeah, it was a superb weekend down in Brighton, and one that will probably live long in the memory for me as a manager and everyone around the football club. Yeah, it was great.
I mentioned penalties again, and we talked on Friday about this, but the practice is clearly paying off, isn't it?
Yeah, I think just the experience to high pressure situations is the biggest one for us. Once you've done it a few times, and the same penalty takers are stepping up when we could. I think just that little bit of experience now to be more settled with the nerves. It doesn't get much bigger than the quarterfinals. But huge praise must go to the goalkeeper as well, Sam Jepson, who made 3 unbelievable saves in the shootout again. I think that might be the 3rd time he's saved 3 penalties. So yeah, it's the luck of the draw, the luck of the Irish. You seem to be a good lucky charm for us coming to the penalty shootouts as well. So make sure you keep coming, and hopefully we can go one step further.
Now listen, I mean, looking at the other games that were being played Saturday afternoon, and Ascot, Newport Pagnell, Congleton, those are the other teams that are in the semi-final draw. They all went to penalties as well. That tells you, doesn't it, a little bit about just how much of a battle it's going to be going into this this final push.
Yeah, it shows, I guess, like how even the games have been, and how cagey and close they are. But you're probably at this stage of the competition very similar to the quarterfinals. You don't really know that much about any of the teams that are left in. But I imagine all 3 of the teams that are left in are hoping they get drawn against us, being the lowest ranked team in the competition still. So we'll be the underdogs again, no matter what happens going into the semi-finals, and to have a game for all our supporters and volunteers and people around the club. It's 90 minutes plus away from Wembley is unbelievable, and something that I wouldn't even thought possible when I sort of took over 2-3 years ago when we were in Division 1. So yeah, it's a great feeling, and something that I'm really proud of.
And finally, I mean, the draw is this afternoon. It's at 3:00. It was a great atmosphere down at Peacehaven. They did a great job sort of putting on a brilliant show for everybody. But surely it's a home draw that you're after this afternoon.
I mean, just for the football club, I'd love it to be a home draw. And like I said, it doesn't really matter who you get. But if we could get a home draw in a semi-final, obviously it's a huge advantage just having home support. You've seen how hard it was to be the away team down in Peacehaven. It was like 1,200 people there, and only 100 of those were Corsham fans. It sometimes that can give you like that extra boost if you're at home and you've got 1,000 people cheering, getting behind you. But it doesn't always make the result, as you've seen at the weekend. But it's something that I'd love just to get for the county of Wiltshire, just to have a FA Vase semi-final there. I don't think it's been done, obviously, since Chippenham Town. So has been an unbelievable weekend if we could get a home draw. But we'll wait and see, and fingers crossed.